Oh, yeah. Pale blood. Well, you've come to the right place. Yharnam is the home of blood ministration. You need only unravel its mystery.
Thanks for joining me for this month's PlusDive. And if you haven't heard of our first game yet, now is the time to rectify that gap in your PlayStation education. This is Bloodborne by From Software on the PS4. After a short cutscene, you go right into a fairly comprehensive character creation tool. The game takes place in the fictional Victorian-ish city of Yharnam, and there is obviously a blood theme to it. This game is part of... It's kind of a spiritual successor to the Dark Souls, Demon Souls games that have a reputation for being really, really difficult. And the main reason they're difficult is that you cannot just hack and slash your way through this game. You need to be careful. You need to time your attacks, make sure you don't run out of stamina, be very deliberate. If you die, you lose your blood echoes, which is what you use to upgrade, and rest assured, you will die a lot. Bloodborne is the headline freebie for the PS4 only this month with your subscription.
They're making a game based on a holofilm based on my life? But they haven't even consulted me! Oh, this is my fault. I've been away from my adoring public in this forsaken place too long. And now, no one will ever hear my side.
I'd like to hear your side, Captain.
You would? Well, then sit down, wary criminal, and I'll tell you a story. It all started with a hapless Lombax named Ratchet.
Ratchet Clank is another classic. The PS2 original has been remade from the ground up and upgraded to the PS4's standards. I mean, the original game was beautiful enough, but they just knocked it out of the park with this one. And it's great to be able to introduce it to new audiences. When most of the time you're running around as Ratchet, which is kind of a platformer, shoot 'em up, beat 'em up type of thing. Every once in a while you run around just as Clank, which is a little bit more puzzle-like. The main draw of this game, of course, are the weapons. And there are tons of different kinds of weapons, and some of them go from the utilitarian to the weird. One of my favorites is the proton drum. It'll knock around enemies in its wake. There's also the disco ball and the pixelizer, which is my personal favorite. Ratchet & Clank is also free this month, only on the PS4 with your subscription. Moving along to the PS3, we have The Legend of Kay. I liked the world building in this game, although disciplined cats, I just don't really see that. The actual gameplay to it is pretty fun. It's an adventure type game. Moving around and attacking is actually pretty fun, but it's going to take you about an hour and a half to get through all the tutorial stuff. And I have to say, the writing in this game is painful. But if you can get past the tutorial bit, there's a solid game here. I want to like this game more. The world is interesting. The graphics are pretty solid, especially for, PS3 era. This is available on the PS4 as well, but at the time of this recording, that is not available as a freebie. It's not a cross-buy thing. But yeah, definitely recommend it if you can be patient. Legend of K is available free on the PlayStation 3 this month. Next up, we do have a cross-buy for Mighty Number 9. This is one of the PS3 titles that's also available on the PS4. It's made by Keiji Inafune, who was originally the mind behind the Mega Man series. He split off and decided to make a new Mega Man game on Kickstarter, and, you know, this game got a lot of bad press. But I have to say, I kind of enjoyed it. I just recently did some playing around on Mega Man X, and you know, this is pretty solid. The graphics are decent, and the boss fight was pretty fun. I don't know if people might have just been thinking that it was a little too easy, because I can tell you, I got through the first stage without much of a problem, and I am not the best Mega Man player. But I enjoyed it. You can choose between old school and new sound, and Mighty Number 9 is available for free on both the PS3 and PS4 with your subscription this month. This game, that music right there is... I can't get enough of it. I just love the hip-hop version of the Nutcracker Suite. If you've played Bomberman, you've played this game. It's pretty straightforward as far as that's concerned. You run around, you blow your way through the hedges, and try to eliminate the enemies within the time frame, and try to avoid killing yourself in the process. Pretty straightforward, but there is local multiplayer up to 4 players and online multiplayer up to 8, which was always the Bomberman franchise's strong suit. So grab a bunch of friends and give it a shot. Bombing Busters is available for free on the Vita and PS4 with your PS Plus subscription this month. Last up, we have Claire Extended Cut. This is another one of those pixelated 2D horror games, kind of in the vein of Uncanny Valley that came out a couple months ago. One thing that really struck me about this game was how much it considers the third dimension, even though everything is 2D. You'll have proper light sourcing both ahead and behind the character. Most of the beginning of the game takes place when she's a kid and she's, you know, dreaming about it. But you bounce back and forth between her as an adult and her as a sort of a teen. She seems to be dealing with a couple of things about her past, as her mom is sick in the hospital here. But there are gameplay mechanics as far as trying to keep from being too stressed. And to relieve that, you have to eat candy that reminds you of the kind your grandmother gave you. It's pretty cool, and as always, pixel horror seems to be extremely effective at actually disturbing me. So if you like that kind of thing, give it a try. It's available for free on the PS Vita and PS4 this month. That's it for the games, but we do have a giveaway to resolve here. The drawing for Ace Combat 7 and Ace Combat 5. The winner of Ace Combat 7 is Retro Nick, and Ace Combat 5 is going to Captain Taterface, both Twitch followers. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, follow anywhere you can. I appreciate it, and I will see you again next week.